everybody, this is Moses from Zaatar Gardens. In this video I'm going to be talking about all the plants that I have flowered and are currently flowering. I'm in the corner of my garden on the side garden here. So the apium has already flowered. I'll link up in the video right now a previous video I did during the middle of the winter where I filmed what was flowering then, and this was flowering. So this is the Flavor Delight apium, full of fruit. I have to start thinning them now because this is way too packed. This is, I believe it's called a French improved prune, or it's the Italian prune. I have both. So it's beautiful. This is the Heavenly White Nectarine. Lots of flowers on it. Not so much. This tree actually has given me a lot of problems, but it's so delicious. When you cut it open, there you can see why they call it Heavenly White, because it looks white as paper, the flesh. Pink Lady hasn't flowered yet. This papayas haven't flowered. So let's keep going. There's Lulu, of course. The Bacon Avocado is flowering. Hasn't opened yet. So now once it starts sending out the shoots, you can see here, I'll do another video on it. But once it sends out the shoots, because I want to make sure I get the flower shoots and not the new limb, I'm going to cut off all the flowers. This is too small of a tree to be flowering. Cherimoya is pushing growth. The pear is pushing growth. I'll do a video about this. Some of my subscribers know that I want to take this out, but my daughter loves pears and my son loves pears, so I'm giving this one last chance against fire blight, and I have an idea on how to battle fire blight that I don't think anybody else tried. I did an experiment and it worked, but I'm going to see if it continues to work. Mangoes are still alive. They're not flowering. The almond is finishing up. You can see the baby almonds. They look like peaches. That's because they're related. You can graft an almond onto a peach tree or an apricot or any stone fruit, I believe, and have an almond peach tree. Now I eat this green, gananch nush, green almond. I eat this green. I don't wait till it ripens or gets to where typically where you see raw almonds. I eat this around Easter with some salt. I'll show a video about that actually in the video right now, the link, so you can see that. This is the Burgundy Plum. This is the most productive, which I made another video about, but I can't link so many in this video. But I have a video about this. This is the most productive fruit tree I have in my entire garden, and it's not even 5 feet tall. I bought this because someone told me it's very productive, and they were right. Like over 100 plums just on this little tree. And I'll make a separate video, more context about this tree. But this is a 4-in-1. This is a Fantasia Nectarine. This is a Babcock White Peach. This is a Santa Rosa Plum. This is the Royal Apricot. The flower petals fell off. Okay, right here is the Flavor Grenade Pluot. Extremely delicious. Very delicious and extremely productive. You see all these flowers? If you can count them, almost all of them will set fruit. That's how productive this tree is. The grapes are pushing out flowers. You can see that little node in the middle. This is planted for my daughter's sake when she was born. This is an early Alberta. Really pretty. So this is the Vernon White Sapote. So the flowers haven't opened yet, but look how productive this tree is. Isn't that amazing? Just imagine that cluster all over the whole tree. This is the other Pluot. Look at the leaves. This is Dapple Dandy Pluot. And look at the little clusters of flowers. And this will all be leaves. You won't even see a limb. And within the leaves, you'll see the fruit. And I have a video of that as well, showing that, of how productive this tree can get. Just amazing. Okay, this is the an Armenian Generic. This is the, or goji sobs, I believe. The green sour Persian plum. We eat this unripe with salt, much like the almond. Really pretty. Let me see if I get it close up. I may have to use my hands. Okay, right over here is a weeping Santa Rosa plum, supposedly ultra dwarf. Yeah, right. This went 10 feet tall last year. So this is just, it grows out like this and weeps. You can see here, and then the fruit hangs, so it'll just be a pretty weeping tree. I've never seen a weeping fruit tree before, so I had to get one. But those are the flowers, kind of like just like the regular Santa Rosa. So right next to it is the other white sapote, the Subel. This one tastes like banana custard. Not open yet. Some have opened, but this went through the frost. One day of frost, and that's what happens right there. But you can see some right here. There's just clusters everywhere like that, but not as productive as the Vernon. Right next to this is the Behemoth, the most talked about, the most asked question, the most likes, the most shares, the Donut Peach. Look at this. Look at the beauty in this. I mean, look how productive this thing is. Isn't this amazing? Let me back out so you can see how productive this is. Do you know how much I've pruned this tree over the years? Every year I prune it about 6 times a year, 5 times maybe. Okay, but in the winter I have to prune, thin out. Like you can see the scaffolding branches, there's not many. Okay, there's 4 at the base. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then yeah, I branch it out a little bit, but that's how much production I get. I think I didn't count, but I think it produced 1,000 peaches last year. I thinned out probably 600 of them, and it produced fully probably 350 to 400. So I'm surprised that I get so many questions about my blueberries. So I have blueberries there, 2 sunshine blues and a pink lemonade, and I have a sunshine blue, and a misty. And I always get questions on, Moses, how are you growing blueberries in the ground? This has been here about 5 years now. This little patch, I prune it heavily. I think that's part of the solution. I don't let it become too dense. I think that's one of the solutions. And I also try to get as many weeds out of here as possible. I need to do some more weeding. But you can see all the flowers are very pretty. I also have written a free ebook on how I built my soil. I'll link it in the description. Download it and please read it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn from it. This blueberry patch has been here for 5 years. Acid-loving plant, but yet I have Zaatar plants, which are alkaline-loving plants right next to each other. So it's all about building the soil, and everything will grow just fine together. I've proven it so many times, and this video is my 1050th video. I don't know how many more I gotta make to prove my point. And right over here is my Stella Cherry. Let me show you that right now. And also my manzanita plant. Little bush. And I hope all of you are doing well, and I hope your spring is going really well. I mean, spring is in for another, I think, 15 days. But as always, happy gardening, everyone.